We welcome those of you just joining us to Maples Pavilion for the ACC opener for both Notre Dame and Stanford with Sean Farnham and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you, just getting going. Right before New Year's in the Bay Area, Notre Dame and the Stanford Cardinal. And it's deflected out 13 to shoot for the Irish, who are 9-4. Stanford 11-2. The Cardinal have won 4 straight heading into this matchup with the Fighting Irish.
And we'll be talking about the ACC all night long and how much better this non-conference stretch was leading into conference play for the ACC. But a big part of that are teams like Stanford, teams like Cal and Miami, who are so much more improved than where they were a year ago.
Underneath, and the lay-in spins out the tip, and it goes. Carson Towt for Notre Dame with the game's first point.
A concern for Stanford was how do they match the physicality of Towt. I mean, he is a strong physical presence that wants to wrestle with you. He does a great job wedging in, getting offensive rebounds, and getting those putbacks.
Here is Ebuka Okori, 3rd in the country in scoring. The freshman guard for the Cardinal. The ace. Oh, hello, the weight as Chisom Okpara attacks the rack.
Right over the top of Towt. Just an unbelievable finish there. Turning the corner with aggressiveness.
The transfer from Harvard. And we're tied at 2, just over a minute in. A talented freshman losing the handle, Jalen Haralson. Kept alive, though, by Notre Dame. Braden Shrewsbury on the drive. Aaron Sundra dumps it off inside. The flip, Carson Towt with all 4 for Notre Dame.
Lack of communication defensively on the interior for Stanford there. I mean, they just left Towt wide open, standing right in front of the rim.
Towt in his 7th year of college basketball. Benny Keeler slips back door for the lay-in to tie it for the Cardinal. And the former walk-on. Here's Carson Towt, the leaner, left it short, and the rebound tip free, and Ebuka Okori has it. Here come the Cardinal. And stepping on the sideline, Chisom Okpara, a turnover, but he already has a highlight reel play.
Yeah, even so far, but watch the aggressiveness here. He looks like he's going to go into a dribble handoff, but he turns the corner, able to finish up over the top of Towt. There's one thing that Notre Dame struggles with. They don't have a shot blocker underneath. You know, there's no Jordan Cornette underneath the basket, the all-time leading shot blocker in Notre Dame history. It's the first of what I promised to be at least 2 mentions of Jordan tonight.
Jalen Haralson traveled, and Notre Dame gives it right back to Stanford. As the Fighting Irish have played a challenging schedule, and coming off that frustrating loss, though, right before Christmas to Purdue-Fort Wayne at home.
And we talked a little bit about the details were starting to slip a little bit. When you start to have success, how do you handle success? And this team in particular started leaving defensively a little bit too much of I'm stopping my guy, but lacking the team awareness of how they had to execute.
Nice pass inside to A.J. Rahosi, and Stanford with their first lead. Quickly back the other way and attacking the layup, rattles out. Carson Towt can't get it to go, and the rebound pulled down by Stanford. A good look initially by Jalen Haralson.
One of the big keys tonight for Notre Dame is to get back in defensive transition.
Chisom Okpara, 3.
They want to get back in defensive transition. They want to take away the ability for Ebuka Okori to score downhill. And then they've got to play defense without fouling, because Stanford does a great job of getting to the free throw line.
Diving for the loose ball, Carson Towt trying to get timeout, but he's tied up by A.J. Rahosi, and the arrow belongs to Stanford.
That is true, but he's done a great job here. I mean, in the whole nerd ball philosophy, which has a lot to do with analytics, his coaching tree includes Todd Golden, who won a national championship, obviously last year at Florida. He's done a really good job in his first 2 years of building a roster that can compete.
Chisom Okpara drives across the key, throws it up, and we'll get to the line. And a couple of free throws for Okpara. And Kyle Smith, of course, part of that Randy Bennett coaching tree across the bay over at St. Mary's.
I love Okpara, and you mentioned transferring from Harvard. He's got such a strong frame. He wants to get to that right hand, and we saw him drive into the center of the paint. He usually likes to play off of 2 feet, and you look at his upper body, and you can understand how he gets to the free throw line so frequently. Had 20 points last time out against Cal State Northridge, and is off to a great start here this evening.
One more shot for Okpara. Stanford 11-2 with wins against schools like Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis. The only losses for Stanford were a little bit surprising, though. The Seattle U's got a really good net ranking out of the West Coast Conference. And that was one of their losses right here, and the other coming to UNLV, a 1-point game. Chisom Okpara with 6. Stanford's 10. Underneath and a slam for Kebajai.
Yeah, Okpara stepped up, and anytime you can get the back line of your defense to have to get in rotations and step up, usually you're going to clear out a spot. And that dunker spot, if you can get there and catch and finish, it makes it real easy for you. A couple times now they've been able to find that rotation along that backside and get easy looks in the paint for Notre Dame.
Okpara weaves his way inside. Missed the shot at the rim, and a tie-up as Oscar Hielte goes to the deck with Kebajai, and Notre Dame gets the basketball. They have the arrow going their way. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K, the official partner of couples who love the game. And the new pretzel bacon smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
In San Francisco, big win for Mark Madsen in that program. Syracuse knocking off Tennessee as part of that challenge. And look, the ACC showed much, much better in that SEC ACC challenge this year. And because of it, they go into conference play with the expectation that there could be up 8, maybe even 10 teams that get into the NCAA tournament, a far cry from where they were a year ago.
Last touch by Ryan Agarwal of Stanford belongs to Notre Dame on the baseline with 10 on the shot clock. But you have 9 different teams in the ACC that have started 10-2 or better.
Well, and Roxy, no conference maybe went through more of the coaching carousel and coaching changes in recent years than the ACC.
The steal. Benny Keeler lines it up. Missed a 3 and flying in for the rebound. Kebajai for the Fighting Irish.
I mean, how many legends of the game were on the sideline in the ACC and hung it up? And that's why making it's not just getting a hire that you think can work, but it's making the right hires and seeing that transfer over to the court, because you can flip it pretty quick. All this talk of transfer portal and guys that are available, you change your roster now overnight.
And put back. And the first points for the freshman, Jalen Haralson, the McDonald's All-American. And much more on his plate in the absence of Marcus Burton for Notre Dame.
And he's answered it. He has 20-point games in 3 out of the last 4 contests. And if they're going to be successful tonight, he has to get over 20.
Foul on Benny Keeler of Stanford. And the first whistled against the Cardinal. Haralson, Anderson, Indiana native. It's a huge shot to force overtime in Fort Worth, and that big overtime win Notre Dame had at TCU. But the role he's been on recently in the absence of Burton, and with the ankle injury sidelining the arguably one of the best point guards in the country.
It's the next man up mentality, but it still hurts, right? I mean, there's certain guys that are really difficult to replace, and he is certainly one for the Irish in Burton, that it changes the way they want to approach the game. Burton was so good off the bounce. Now you got to play through the post a little bit more to try to create some different kind of matchups, and so you're making that adjustment on the fly.
Freshman Brady Kaler with the miss. Down low they go to Oscar Hielte, the freshman from Belgium.
That's a dangerous pass that should have been stolen.
Grad transfer from the Division II ranks, and a deep 3, Jeremy Deck Smith. And the offensive rebound, Hielte at a fresh 20 for the Cardinal.
Tell you one thing Notre Dame's done a good job of is boxing in Okpara. He has not gotten free and turned the corner to get downhill at all yet.
Trying to create, step back 3. Outs off the mark, and a foul going for the rebound as Donovan Young of Stanford pushed off.
A lot of talk about Okpara, and is he an NBA pro type player? Like a little bit undersized, right? Like for the next level. But if he's going to be that guy, the scoring numbers jump off the page. He's got to get more consistent from the three-point line. And that is one aspect of his game he needs to continue to grow at, as is his distribution of the ball and being a playmaker for others.
Averaging almost 23 points a game, as that's a clock issue and why we have a stoppage. But he's averaging 3 assists a game, and you'd like to see that higher.
Yeah, I'd like to see it higher because he's going to get, whether it's the next level or now, he's going to be put in more on-ball screen situations. He's going to have to read those screens and be able to facilitate the offense for somebody else. You know, he is a phenomenal talent, and you know, broke the freshman single game scoring record with 32 points against Colorado, a game that you called, and then goes for 30 again the next game out against Northridge, and the first player to do that in a Cardinal uniform since Landry Fields. It's been a minute.
Back-to-back 30-point games for Okpara. On the baseline, the floater rims off from Sir Mohammed, but kept alive by the Irish.
That's the 3rd offensive rebound by Towt.
That's what he's in there to do. Grab boards, one of the best rebounders in the country. In fact, he led the country in rebounding per game last year as Okpara runs down the miss.
And they talked about every time Okpara touches the ball, they want him to see multiple blue jerseys. They do not want to allow him to see a seam.
Hooked out of bounds by Notre Dame. 9 on the timer for the Cardinal. And he's seeing that every time he has the ball, Sean. Not only is the primary defender, right now it's Logan Imes, but they're running a second defender to force him to get rid of the basketball.
And getting in gaps in the back line of that defense too. Like the interior presence of Stanford isn't going to overwhelm you, right? So you can kind of show a little bit more and get back.
Loose ball to paint, diving for it. Carson Towt. And the Irish come away with it.
He's got to do a better job taking care of the ball. And the 2 losses that they have, he has 11 turnovers in those 2 games combined. And he's gotten a little sloppy with it early here.
To shoot for Notre Dame. Down low to Carson Towt. And the jump hook by Towt off the heel of the rim, and it goes. Carson Towt already with 6.
He just plays so physical. You know, we talk about his offensive rebound. The other key that he does is he sets monster screens for this offense and sets them often in the half-court set to try to open up his teammates. And in doing so, often he finds himself open.
Second straight season Towt has played here at Maples Pavilion. Last year with Northern Arizona, he played here non-conference early in the year in a big Stanford win as Maxime Reynaud went off in that game for the Cardinal, attacking back the other way, spins out for Shrewsbury, but there's Carson Towt hustling to keep it alive for Notre Dame. And Towt,
he took a shot.
May have gotten popped in the nose, and he's trying to gather himself now. But Carson Towt having an impact for the Irish.
Yeah, 6 straight points for Notre Dame, and we're knotted up at 10. But Carson Towt has been the brute strength and toughness underneath for the Irish. Create a little space, get the friendly roll. ACC play mentality for Notre Dame, and what they want him to see is every time he touches the ball, multiple bodies between him and the basket, not allowing him to have a seam. They don't want to create any cheap fouls, and because of that, he has not been aggressive. Now, has not gotten to the free throw line, has not gotten downhill one single time so far in the first 9 minutes of this game.
Tied at 10, and Notre Dame all 10 points coming in the paint. As the Irish and a kick and a block shot, Jeremy Dent-Smith racing back the other way. And a shot blocked by Braden Shrewsbury. Here come the Irish. Sir Mohammed attacks, and he's called for carrying the basketball, and Notre Dame turns it right back over to Stanford.
This is a great block shot against a very good defensive player for the Irish football team.
The debut for Mark Zachary IV with the Notre Dame basketball team tonight.
His first minutes for him. He joined the team obviously shorthanded at the guard position with Burton being out.
He made 3 starts this year in the secondary for Marcus Freeman. And a 3 spins out for Chisom Okpara.
All 10 of the points for Notre Dame have come in the paint. They've been very patient, and they've worked off these screens and been very deliberate.
Stanford has missed their last 8 shots from the field. Sir Muhammad, 7 to shoot for the Irish. Muhammad off 1 foot, rolls off, offensive rebound, and a putback underneath. Kevin Jai gives Notre Dame the lead. 7
offensive rebounds right now for Notre Dame, and they've been outstanding with an 8-0 run, taking this lead, and they've done it with heart, strength, and hustle. They're just going after the offensive glass, and they're punishing Stanford right now.
Jeremy Dent-Smith missing from deep, and the long rebound there is Kevin Jai for the Irish. I mean, this spurt is over 6+ minutes. Is it really a run, though, when it's 8-0 over that stretch? Ryan Agarwal losing his balance, and a foul got undercut by Sir Muhammad, and the foul called against Notre Dame. Start bringing in the new year tomorrow afternoon. 2 more conference matchups right here on ESPN2. And the ESPN app is NC State hosting Wake Forest and Raleigh. That's at noon Eastern. And then Syracuse, Clemson. Great afternoon of hoops to get you ready to celebrate 2026.
Syracuse,
more ACC hoops.
Syracuse could be getting back Donnie Freeman, who's been limited just to 4 games this year. He's expected to potentially back for that game against Clemson. That would be a huge boost for the Orange, who have had to rely on their freshmen a ton.
Dumped inside. A.J. Rahosi spinning underneath. Rahosi couldn't convert, and the rebound grab by Kevin Jai for Notre Dame.
Jai with great defense, walling up, not fouling.
Shrewsbury off a screen. Offensive rebound, the tip out, losing the handle was Mark Zachary. Picked up, though, by Notre Dame. Haralson spins on Ryan Agarwal. Count it and 1. Jalen Haralson for the Irish.
You see exactly the game plan for Notre Dame, where they want to get the ball. And, you know, Coach talked about the details and losing the details in that game against Purdue-Fort Wayne. That carryover from what is the game plan, how you want to execute it, and how you feel you can be successful. And it is clear what Notre Dame has wanted to do throughout the course of this game, and that is get the ball deep in the paint and then play off of it. And they have found a ton of success in that regard, whether it's offensive rebounds, post-ups, forcing the back line of the defense to have to step up and rotate.
Haralson missing the free throw short. Benny Gieler chases down the rebound for Stanford, but 10 straight points for Notre Dame and the largest lead for the Fighting Irish. Again, 2 bodies chasing Abuka Okori. Down low, A.J. Rahosi.
He was wide open on the catch. He wasn't ready to score.
Aiden Kamen flips it in for the Cardinal.
I just love the fact that we're at that point of the season right now where we're talking about conference play, and the race to a regular season conference championship is on.
Tough follow-away missed by Braden Shrewsbury, but tipped in by the Irish.
Stanford's got to start putting a body on somebody in a blue jersey when a shot goes up.
Rebound, Jalen Haralson, the only person there for Notre Dame. By the way, first points for Garrett Sundra, that last tip-in.
It is 18-8 on the glass right now in favor of Notre Dame.
And Stanford on the season is +6 per game. They're a good rebounding team. But it's the offensive rebounds that'll really frustrate Kyle Smith that they're giving up. Jalen Haralson spins back middle. And the foul on Aiden Kamen.
To your point, Roxy, in staying with what has worked for Notre Dame, it's the +10 on the glass, but the reality is they have more offensive rebounds in this game than Stanford has, and when you're on your home floor, you've got to box out and you have to rebound. And you know, there is something when you lose that you start to sense it before it comes. And That's one of the things that we talked about with Notre Dame today, is the fact that some of the issues that emerged in that game, they were leaking game by game and growing game by game. And when you get popped and you lose one that you shouldn't lose, and they should not have lost that game, when you lose that, all of a sudden you've got to hit the reset button. But it gives coach the opportunity to show video. And their first practice back, it was, hey, no offense. We're getting back to the details of what we have to do defensively. And I've been really impressed how they've kept Okpara in check so far, and then how they've rebounded the ball so far in this game.
16 points in the paint for Notre Dame already in this game. Deflected out by the Irish. And it belongs to Stanford on the baseline. 10-0 Notre Dame in second chance points so far. And they have been aggressive and attacking, and it's clear they learned from that loss to Purdue Fort Wayne.
You come out to the Bay Area, and if you're able to get 2 wins, boy, that flight home back to South Bend is going to feel a lot different than it felt the last time he took the floor. There's no doubt.
Okpara had it stripped, picked up by Carson Towt as Notre Dame takes it away.
That was the first time he had a seam for him to be able to drive, and a good job with that little deflection away to strip him before he could get up to a shot.
Irish on a 13-2 run. Jalen Haralson moves in. And a foul called. That's on Chisom Okpara. Got him with the body. The first on Okpara.
And just watch, stepping in with the hip. That second one right there is what drew the foul.
Carson Towt, after he was popped in the nose, has the cotton ball up there to stop the bleeding.
If I was Marcus Freeman, I'd start calling about Towt season. Well, I'll give you Zachary for the basketball season. Can I get Towt for the football season?
Okpara glides in the first points for the freshman tonight.
And those first points came against an unset defense out in transition. And Stanford would like to see more of that.
Deflected by Okpara. That's why it was okay for Logan Imes to go into the backcourt to get it. And that's the second on Chisom Okpara with 5:41 left in the half.
You create the opportunity to score when you can create a turnover and then run. And in transition, you've got to try to stop ball. That shrinks the defense to that middle third. And Okpara did a great job running that left lane and just filling it.
First points of the night for Okpara. Double figures all 11 games already with 7 20-point games. He missed a couple of games with an ankle injury for Stanford. Cole Serta. Carson Towt, the kick out. Jalen Haralson missing the 3, and there is Okpara tipping the rebound. Stanford control.
What I like there is there's multiple white jerseys going for that defensive rebound. Everybody's starting to track the ball a little bit, and I'm sure that Kyle Smith was talking to his team saying, we're getting pounded on the glass. If we turn off the second chance opportunities, we can get back into this game really quickly. Because while things have gone very well for Notre Dame, they haven't been able to create great separation here at all in the first half.
Despite the long drought that Stanford suffered through, although the Cardinal did lead by as many as 6 early in this game. Last touch by Oscar Hielte of Stanford. It belongs to Notre Dame. 5 minutes to go in the half. And the physicality in the inside play of Notre Dame right now has been the theme and why they have this lead. And they've been attacking and aggressive against Stanford tonight.
Well, and then they've forced Stanford to have to play out over the top with contested shots. Stanford is just 2 for their last 14 from the field.
Fouled on a 3. Cole Serta will head to the line, and it's on Benny Gieler, his second.
He does such a good job. I like Serta, and he's kind of a connector offensively. He cuts with purpose along the baseline. If you're ball watching defensively, he gets most of his threes off of drives and relocates. And if he puts it down, he's going to want to drive to the rim. But that time, a catch and shoot situation, and earns himself 3 at the free throw line.
He's now 23 for 23 at the line this season. The second most made free throws in the country without a miss. One more coming for Cole Serta. These teams played once last year, was in South Bend. And Cole Serta had the game-winning shot in a 2-point Notre Dame win over Stanford in early March. Now 25 for 25 at the line this year.
It's a lot like you. You were out here between shoot-arounds. I mean, what you make, 150 in a row?
The problem is if you make me move. Especially these days. A.J. Rahosi trying to go up over the pack in the lane, and the Irish come away with it. Sir Muhammad. Contact inside as Logan Imes trying to take it in strong. Last touch by Stanford, and it belongs to Notre Dame on the baseline, and Kyle Smith contemplating challenging this.
And Kyle Smith, he was looking for his staff to look at it. They didn't even have it up. And he said, we're going to go ahead and look at it anyways. I'm glad you brought that up. It's an astute point by you, Seth.
Anytime to bring up a Hawaiian memory, you'll take it. Deep three. Short from Cole Serta, but another offensive rebound, the 11th offensive rebound for the Irish. Shot missed inside by Sir Muhammad, and a foul. It's on Carson Towt going for the rebound. It belongs to Stanford.
I want to go back to that last play, though, and this is the video challenge. Here's the play that went out of bounds. Obviously, the challenge was lost by Stanford. But this is where you, as a coach, your staff needs to get on the same page. Watch Kyle Smith as he stands up, and he looks at the reaction of everybody else. He's believing. He goes, hey, should we review it? Should we review it? I want to talk to my staff. Should we review it? The person that has the iPad doesn't even have it in their hand. So now they're trying to pull it out and try to look at the play, and Kyle's like, never mind. We're going to go ahead and challenge this thing, and hopefully you get the win. If not, you lose your challenge right for the remainder of the game, and that's probably more significant than the use it and lose it timeout that he lost. But that's part of this whole new technology in college basketball, and staffs needing to be in tune with their head coach and being able to look at those plays quickly.
Oscar Hielte denied, and Notre Dame comes away with it. The challenge was deemed unsuccessful by Stanford. Cost them a timeout and their ability to challenge for the remainder of the game as Sir Muhammad gets his own miss, had a strip. Oscar Hielte comes away with it.
Short arm the first one.
Jeremy Dent-Smith, transition three too strong, out of bounds to Notre Dame. But Stanford right now,
just stuck in mud.
They are struggling from the floor.
They're struggling because of what Notre Dame's doing, though. Like Notre Dame, it's tough to run out when every time a shot goes up, the Irish are getting the offensive rebound and second chance. So you can't leak out. So that keeps everybody close to the basket, right? Then second of all, the defensive transition and the effort from Notre Dame has been really strong here in the first half, and getting back and making sure that they're closing out the driving lanes.
Stanford just 1 for 9 from three. Deflected out, stays with Notre Dame. ESPN Women's College Hoops triple header at the legendary Stanford coach. Retired just a couple of years ago with a rebound ripped down by Cameron Grant.
Stanford 12-2 this year, 4 straight wins, including a ranked win over number 22 Washington going to that game against North Carolina.
Cameron Grant nails an open three, and the walk-on Grant giving a spark to Kyle Smith. Up and under. Shot inside, missed by Garrett Sundra. Stanford the rebound, and a foul It's on Sir Muhammad, his second.
And a second three-pointer made by Stanford on the game. Good ball movement. A two-run to the ball creates that long closeout back. And if your feet are set and you're ready to get into that shooter's pocket, go ahead and let it rip. And that's what they did. One of the things I would point out, too, about why Notre Dame has this lead still, and it's down to 3 points, right? What's one of the ways that Stanford scores a ton of points? Getting to the free throw line. Roxy, they've attempted 2 free throws here in the first half. So not only are you not allowing the driving lanes, you're not committing any silly fouls.
Cameron Grant missing that shot from deep, and a foul will stay at this end, and it's called on Jalen Haralson of Notre Dame.
Little heat check.
He made one. It's Grant, his dad, Chris, the former GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Team foul number 6 on Notre Dame. Next one will put Stanford into the bonus. Grant launches, and the rebound falls to Braden Shrewsbury for Notre Dame.
That was probably one that Kyle Smith would have rather him just catch and set up the offense and make sure you have a good possession.
Jalen Haralson up and under. Nice move and finish with a left hand from Jalen Haralson, who has 7 to lead all scorers in the game.
When he has a smaller guard on him or someone he feels he can overpower, that's exactly where he's going to go.
Pass from Jeremy Dent-Smith, deflected by Notre Dame. 7 on the shot clock for Stanford.
Roxy, you go back to that Purdue-Fort Wayne game for Notre Dame. They trailed for 35 minutes and 25 seconds in that game. And a lot of that had to do with just losing their integrity at the defensive end of the floor. They have been very much so dialed in here in the first half of this contest, 18+ minutes. Been very impressed with how detail-oriented they've been and how committed they've been to that process. That's why they've been able, going on the road in conference play. You get wins on the road in conference play, it feels like you win 2 games.
Deep 3, Jeremy Dent-Smith the miss, and the rebound secured by Keba Jai for the Irish. 5-point lead for Notre Dame. Stanford now 2 for 13 from deep. Loose ball, diving for it. Jeremy Dent-Smith poked it out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock for Notre Dame.
Well, and a big part of the reason why Notre Dame's got the lead so far is the fact that they've shut the water off for Ebuka Okpara. His numbers for the season, the best scores in all of college basketball, and he has just 2 points here in the first half of this game. And for Stanford, for them to win games in the ACC, Ebuka Okpara has to be sensational.
Open 3 missed by Garrett Sandra. Stanford the rebound. Here comes Ebuka Okpara. Deep 3 again from Grant. And the rebound grab by Keba Jai, and Notre Dame can play for the last shot of the half. And a timeout, the use it or lose it timeout from Micah Shrewsbury. 5-point lead for the Irish. They're setting up the last shot of the first 20.
And you can slip through the defense like a slippery salamander. But then there's other times where you just got to overpower them. And Notre Dame's done a great job of being strong, playing off of 2, getting on the offensive glass, getting second chance points, manufacturing extra possessions, and being aggressive and scoring the ball in the paint. And 16 of their 22 have come inside the paint in this game in the first half.
Stanford has only 7 points in the last 16 minutes, yet they're only down 5.
You are such a glass half full guy as we're closing out 2025, and I appreciate that about you, Roxy.
Trying to look at a positive for Kyle Smith. Here's a 3 and a good look, too strong from Braden Shrewsbury, and the rebound grab by Donovan Young that'll take us to halftime. It wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing first 20 minutes, Sean, but a tightly contested game between the Irish and Stanford to start conference play.
If you're Stanford right now, you're going to the locker room, you've got to hit a reset button. You've got to be able to rebound a lot better in the second half. But I think you feel okay that you're only down by 5.
Halftime score, Notre Dame 22, Stanford 17 in the ACC opener for both. Coming up, the Kay Jewelers halftime report. Zubin, Malcolm, and Seth in studio.
Shooting in the first half and only 2 points. He needs to get freed up, and one of the best ways to free him up in the second half, Roxy, is have somebody else make some shots and force that defense to have to stay at home a little bit and not be able to overhelp and try to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible.
Stanford just 2 for 15 from 3. That ball kicked away by Chisom Okpara, and Stanford begins the second half with a turnover. And it goes over to Notre Dame, who led by as many as 6 in the first half of this game.
Well, that's the 3rd turnover for Okpara.
He's got half of their turnovers.
The question for Stanford is, did you get tougher at halftime? Because that
changed to the lineup. Oscar Healte started the second half for Kyle Smith. And Carson Towt rams it home.
Just like the start of the first half, first buck of the game was Towt. Come out of the break, good screen, and he dives so well and carves out space in the paint.
Largest lead of the night for Notre Dame. Fly by. Now Benny Keeler has space. 3!
Well, that 3 happened because the shot fake lifted the defense, and Shrewsbury had to stay with Okpara. Okori a little bit longer, and that opened up the wide open 3-point because it was a long closeout to get back.
Now 3 for 16 from deep, Stanford. A team that shoots 36% on their threes overall this season. The lowest scoring half for the Cardinal here in the first half against Notre Dame is the miss by Braden Shrewsbury, and it's out of bounds to Stanford.
Well, we've talked about him right from the start of the game. Towt does such a good job. He sets that screen and dives right to the rim. Nobody tags the rim run, and they're late getting back, and that means it's an easy dunk at the cup.
Chisom Okpara weaves his way inside. Throws up a wild shot, well defended. Carson Towt pulls it down. Here come the Irish.
The pace of this game is perfect for Notre Dame. It is very deliberate.
Foul counted and 1. Jalen Haralson.
He gets you on the hip, and he locks you basically in jail here. Watch as he turns the corner. He's going to get him on the hip, and as soon as he's getting him right there, he knows he can initiate the contact. He's going to get the foul. And by initiating that contact, he's able to stay composed up top and get his shoulders and that touch off the glass to make it an N1 opportunity.
Freshman at the line, 1 for 3 tonight, now 2 for 4. As Notre Dame has matched their largest lead of the game. Benny Keeler on the drive. Getting inside to scoop. Okori can't get the tip in off his own miss. That was Notre Dame comes away with it.
One of the rare times they didn't bring anybody else to the ball when Okori got his hands on it, and he immediately went to attack, which is what he should have done. Just unable to finish. They have had a frustrating night for the freshman from Stanford.
Notre Dame has made life difficult for Ebuka Okori tonight. 7 to shoot for the Irish. Jalen Haralson drives. And the reverse by Haralson.
He's got a matchup right now like he feels that he can win that one-on-one matchup. And the help side rotations on the backside of the defense for Stanford have not been clean. And because of that, they've been late. And Notre Dame has opened this thing up to a 9-point lead here, doing exactly what they did in the first half, continuing to get downhill and attack the paint of the Cardinal. Not the case for the two guys that have been the most aggressive for the Irish tonight.
Jalen Haralson leads everybody with 12. Chisom Okpara, and he was well defended. The shot blocked, and Notre Dame runs it back the other way. Goes off of Carson Towt, out of bounds. No, they're saying it stays with Notre Dame at this end. Stanford does not have a challenge. They blew it in the first half when they were unsuccessful.
That was one they would have won.
Yeah, that appeared to go off Tout's leg. No, I take it back. The officials got it right.
They always get it right.
Marquise Pettigrew was right there and had the correct call. It was off of Donovan Young. Did you think they were always right when you were playing?
No, not really.
Carson Towt pulls out another offensive rebound. The Irish just feasting on the glass. Tough spin in the key, missed by Jalen Haralson. And a travel going for the rebound as Oscar Hielte fell down. Frustrated Kyle Smith at the other end of the floor. Hielte slaps it out of bounds. It stays a Notre Dame ball. Stanford Cardinal team that has been fluid offensively, averaging 82 points per game. They have just 20 points, almost 24 minutes into this game.
Notre Dame has been outstanding defensively and have been the tougher, more physical team. They have brought the fight to this contest.
Jalen Haralson spinning. And Oscar Hielte the rebound.
One of the things Stanford has hung their hat on has been the ability to get to the free throw line, Roxy. Still just 2 free throws in this game. And they rank 12th in the nation in free throws attempted per contest, and they only have 2 so far tonight. Not only is Notre Dame defending, but they're defending without fouling. They're not allowing Stanford to manufacture points or build confidence by getting to the free throw line.
5 to shoot. Logan Imes drives. Imes the scoop, and it spins in. The first points for Imes.
Logan Imes, after that game against Purdue Fort Wayne, said we can get over this by going and winning 2 in the Bay Area. We have to win 2 games in the Bay Area, and his team is executing that type of clip. A 7-0 run right now for Notre Dame.
Up double digits and a foul in the post. Second on Carson Towt. But Notre Dame in control. Does Stanford have an answer? Happy holidays from the farm.
He's an average from the field. It's just been great connectivity, and there has been no island. It has been a we mentality defensively, and their rotations have been extremely crisp.
And Ebuka Okori just 2 points, 1 for 6 from the floor. Shot clock at 5 for Stanford. Cameron Grant throws up a desperation heave, and the rebound grabbed inside by Keba Jai for the Irish. It's 1 shot and out, and usually 1 missed shot and out. Shot clock down to 5. Braden Shrewsbury, deep 3. And the rebound. Diving forward out of bounds. Notre Dame ball, last touch by Stanford in the corner.
Every 50-50 ball. Right? I mean, just every 50-50 ball. A couple good efforts here to try to go track it down, but it seems like every time there's a loose ball, it ends up going back to Notre Dame.
Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Tough spot to inbound for Jalen Haralson. In addition to physicality that Notre Dame has brought, they've controlled tempo, controlled the clock, and a foul. It's on Donovan Young of Stanford. And that will send Jalen Haralson to the
on those drives and spinning, initiating contact, getting in the body of the defensive player, and manufacturing opportunities for himself to score. But 7 fouls drawn already by number 10 in blue.
2 for 4 at the line for Haralson, a game high 12 points. Freshman. Heavy coverage in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. And back on ESPN, the SRS distribution, Las Vegas Bowl, Nebraska, number 15, Utah. 3:30 Eastern.
You see Vandy's quarterback Diego Pavia. That game is taking place in Tampa. Showed up at a WWE event over the weekend.
Shocking that you would notice that, as A.J. Rahosi has his shot blocked.
Well, he helped Rey Mysterio win the match. It was a big-time move by the quarterback. That's a big-time shot.
Kaler.
They haven't had to use a lot of the three-point shot today because they've dominated so much of the paint, but Stanford just can't score. I mean, it's really that simple. They cannot score. It's a 10-0 run again for Notre Dame.
Cameron Grant off on the 3, hustling Donovan Young, grabs the rebound, and a Notre Dame foul.
It starts, as it does so frequently, at the defensive end of the floor. Just great position defense. That's a great block shot. Jordan Cornette has got to be thrilled watching that. But good ball movement. Break down the defense by driving. It collapses the defense. You stop ball watching. All of a sudden now you relocate on the outside. You get a high percentage look from beyond the three-point look. Art.
Another drought for Stanford of over 6 minutes. They have 3 points since halftime.
It's rained a lot here in Northern California. There is no more drought up here. Just here tonight on the court.
And Jeremy Dent-Smith is tripped on his way to the basket. Stanford thirsting for some points.
Hey, Roxy, look, this is a team, you mentioned it, almost 82 points per contest, shooting 36% from beyond the arc on the season, averaging almost 9 made threes. They're outstanding at getting to the free throw line. Tonight, nothing has allowed them to find any kind of rhythm or flow to get some consistency. And right now, if you're Stanford, we can talk about the offensive struggles, and obviously the offensive struggles have assisted the Irish in their ability to have success, but they've got to close down the paint, and they've got to try to get stops on a consistent. Can you get 3 stops on a row? You want to get back in this game, you're down by 12, get 3 stops in a row, start with that, and see if that will help maybe ignite something offensively, because they have not gotten any turnovers. They haven't been able to run and get out in transition and play in front of the defense, except for a couple of possessions over the course of this game.
Jeremy Dent-Smith's 2 free throws end a Stanford drought of over 6 minutes. And a nice take to the basket, Brady Kaler. Another one of these terrific freshmen for Micah Shrewsbury, and a great class that he's brought in. And it's a 14-point lead again for Notre Dame.
And he came off the bench, knocked down that 3, and then shows you the versatility, able to drive and finish with ease.
Benny Keeler from deep, too strong on the 3. And the rebound grabbed by Sir Mohammed for the Irish. Mohammed tries to turn the corner.
You got a matchup that he feels like he can go after right there.
Corner 3. That one too strong, but the putback underneath Brady Kaler.
I bet you there's going to be some rebounding done at practice tomorrow for Stanford. They're not putting a body on anybody. I mean, you're just rim running. The shot goes up. Some of the best offense that Notre Dame's had is just throw it up against the glass and see what happens.
Second foul on Cole Serta of Notre Dame.
Brady Kaler has done that. You just step out on the floor and be active, move without the basketball, get your feet set, have your shot ready on the catch. 7 points and 2 rebounds, 3 of 4 shooting tonight. And all 7 of those points have been the last 7 points scored by Notre Dame.
And they have just frustrated Stanford. The second half, Cardinal just 1 for 10 for the field. Abuko Corey just can't get a look. Tries to create, spins it up and in. 4 points now tonight for Ebuka Okori, averaging just under 23 a game.
See if that can maybe ignite him and get him going a little bit. I think we talked about others trying to score to kind of open up his game. He might have to force the issue a little bit to get going offensively like he did on that possession.
Kaler in and out on the baseline. The rebound run down by Ebuka Okori. Ready to pick him up immediately was Mark Zachary the fourth. Chisom Okpara on the move, missed the three, and the rebound ripped down by Sir Mohammed for Notre Dame. The burst by Zachary. And it's not like Zachary was an unknown to Micah Shrewsbury.
We'll go back to that because this is the first time Okori's been able to come off of a screen, have a little bit of space. Zachary didn't get back in front of him. He played him on his hip, and that allowed that seam to drive. And now the help side rotation just a little bit late, and that allowed Okori to score.
Zachary making his Notre Dame debut tonight as a basketball player, played football for the Irish this year. As a drop off inside, Carson Towt in the lane, and it's fumbled out of bounds by Garrett Sundra, and it goes over to Stanford. And the plan wasn't for Zachary initially to play basketball at Notre Dame. He came in, he's a football, highly recruited defensive back, but he did play AAU ball with Braden Shrewsbury and Logan Imes. So Micah Shrewsbury had seen him play for years. Tremendous high school basketball player in the state of Indiana. And with the injury to Marcus Burton, it precipitated the move to get Zachary out onto the basketball court.
Well, and I asked our good friends at Notre Dame, I said, when's the last time you had a football and basketball player? They came back with Joe Howard, who was a wide receiver on the football team. Back in the early 80s was the last time they had a football and basketball player in the same season.
Stanford's had a bunch of them over the years. Here's Ebuka Okori on the drive. Hangs and challenged by Carson Towt. Playing volleyball inside. A.J. Rahosi pulls it down.
That's going to be a foul on Towt.
A foul on Carson Towt,
yeah,
who's in disbelief. Third on Towt. This is what Stanford needs.
Well, it needs energy. Energy, first of all, is the first aspect of any kind of effort. And you've got to be able to bring a little bit of that fight and some good scrap on that possession.
And the foul going for the rebound. It's on A.J. Rahosi after the Jeremy Dent-Smith miss from deep.
One of the things I would do if I was Stanford, I'd start pressing. You got to speed up this game. You got to create more. First of all, you got to sometimes manufacture your own energy, start your own engine, and it looks like they're actually going to do it. But I would do this because you got to create more possessions. You've got to try to speed up a Notre Dame team who's done a really good job of valuing the basketball tonight. Only 6 turnovers. I would look to double, trap. You've been getting pounded in the paint anyway, so like, might as well try to create something else to see if you can get a turnover.
Do something different because what you're doing is not working. Jalen Haralson.
He's going to get fouled here.
And the block shot, good defense from Donovan Young. Loose ball picked up in the key to miss, Garrett Sundra. And it's Donovan Young pulling it down, and Stanford looking to push it.
Go downhill and go.
Ebuka Okori, and he's fouled, will get to the line. And the first trip to the free throw line tonight for Ebuka Okori. First on Kebajai. Okori, an 81% foul shooter.
A 14-point deficit with 9 minutes and 16 seconds is not something you can't overcome. It just kind of feels like it might be too much to overcome based on the fact that offensively they haven't had any success whatsoever. But you look at Okori and what he's been able to accomplish. Number of fouls in which he's drawn, the trips to the free throw line. Such an uncharacteristic night so far tonight. Being limited in his opportunities to get to the foul line, finally making his first free throw of the game.
To shoot for Notre Dame. Jalen Haralson lost it, picked up. Here comes Abuko Okpara. The crossover, the scoop, the lane. Abuko Okpara starting to get it going for Stanford.
Turnover, an opportunity again to play against an unset defense. And one of the things that Notre Dame's done a great job of is valuing the basketball. And if you want to open up a door of opportunity for Stanford to get back in, turn the ball over and allow them to score in transition. And Okpara's kind of turned it up a little bit here in the last couple of minutes, and they got to shut his water back off. He's up to 7 points on the night.
Stanford has cut it to 11. It was 16 for Notre Dame. Logan Imes into the key. Jalen Haralson. And a reach in. Foul number 3 on Donovan Young.
Foul number 8 drawn by Haralson tonight. He spins so frequently. I mean, as a defensive player, you have to understand when he gets to the paint, he is going to want to spin. And if you reach your hand out, then as he's spinning, he's getting to the foul line.
Problem is, he's just 2 for 7 from the line. Haralson, 68% on the season coming in.
Not a great shooter. He's a good finisher around the basket. He's 0 for 8 from 3 on the season.
Goes 1 for 2. And a 12-point lead for Notre Dame. 8:15 to play. Abuko Okpara. And a foul. It's on Garrett Sundra, and Stanford will go to the line. They're in the bonus. Irish by 12, ACC opener on the farm. Yes, we're struggling with Louisville across the bay tonight in that conference opener at Haas Pavilion.
And one thing, you know, both Cal and Stanford have such great aquatics programs. The water polo programs at both of those two schools, so elite. I felt like when I was walking by the pool today here, and you see the caps in the water, I'm thinking there's probably 8 Olympians I'm going to see in 2028 in Los Angeles in the water right now swimming.
Although I know you're biased to the women's soccer program at Cal.
I am partial to that program.
10-point lead for Notre Dame. Stanford has tried to speed up the Irish and make them uncomfortable. But Notre Dame is sticking to the game plan. Five to shoot for the Irish. Carson Towt hands it off. Braden Shrewsbury. Tough fadeaway 3. In and out. And the rebound. Oscar Hilte for the Cardinal. A chance to get into single digits.
Kind of force the issue if you're number 1 in white right now. I look to go aggressively off this screen, get into the body, try to get to the free throw line. Every time you're fouled, you're going to the free throw line for the remainder of this game.
Chisom Okpara.
That's
off on the 3. Offensive rebound, Jeremy Dent-Smith for Stanford. Deep 3. Way off from Abuko Okpara. There is Chisom Okpara for the Cardinal. Double clutches and well challenged. Good defense from Carson Towt.
And now you got a numbers situation.
Logan Imes short on that 3. And Abuko Okpara runs down the rebound. Donovan Young in transition. Young to the basket. First points of the season for Donovan Young. Young, who missed the first 12 games with a lower leg injury, made his season debut at Stanford's last game this past Saturday against Chisom.
You're starting to see Stanford, though, be able to get freed up and score in transition.
Missed Braden Shrewsbury. Here comes Chisom Okpara. He'll attack. Foul. Will get to the line. And the foul is on Logan Imes of Notre Dame.
So the one thing about this game is many positives as Notre Dame has had. Points in the paint, their defense overall. They've never been able to really create that massive separation that you would expect when a team starts the second half 1 of 10 shooting.
They did get it to 16. but Notre Dame, then they went into a funk offensively, and that's opened the door for Stanford.
And now it's a 10-1 run. So this is the first run Stanford has had the whole game. Now it's 11-1 run for Stanford.
And Okpara leads the Cardinal with 10. And from 16, Stanford has cut it to 6. And a turnover by Notre Dame. Jeremy Dent Smith to the basket. Dent Smith powers it up and in. And it's Notre Dame by 4. 8 straight for the Cardinal. 13-1 is the run to climb back into the game.
Well, part of that has been they've done a really good job defending their own glass, right? A much better job of limiting second chance points opportunities for Notre Dame during this stretch. It's one and done, and being able to push off of that and be able to score in transition. And this is just a strong move from a guy that was a 2-time All-American at the Division II level.
The grad transfer from Cal State Dominguez Hills, Jeremy Dent Smith. 15 foul the Cardinal, the first on Dent Smith. And here is Jalen Haralson. Out of the double team. Braden Shrewsbury up top. Garrett Sundra rattles in a 3. Huge for the Irish.
Big three-point shot there. Good job relocating, creating just enough space to get that clean look off.
Desperately needed by Notre Dame. Oscar Hielte down low. Chisom Okpara launching.
Answer right back. That was a great job playing off the post entry.
4.5 minutes remain. Jalen Haralson out top, 7 to shoot. Garrett Sundra, back-to-back threes for Sundra. Off balance, Corey missed everything, and Notre Dame controls. Couple of clutch threes have withstood this Stanford push. And Carson Towt lost the handle. Out of bounds, Irish give it back to Stanford. 3:47 to go, 7-point lead for Notre Dame.
Garrett Sundra doing such a good job of relocating. Just that little slide there changes the direction of the closeout, gives him a free, clean look, comes right back down the next possession, feet set, long range, bang, hits it from the outside.
And it has been a poor showing offensively for Stanford, but Notre Dame's defense a big reason why. And for example, Braden Shrewsbury, he hasn't scored tonight. His defense has been spectacular. He's guarded Corey for a lot of the game, Benny Keeler. Even though he hasn't scored, he's had an impact for Notre Dame.
So little of the game is actual scoring.
Step through. Oscar Hielte had it poked out of bounds. 11 on the shot clock for Stanford.
Roxy, even the best players like Corey has scored over 60 points in the last 2 games. The percentage of the time the ball is actually in his hands while he's out on the court is such a small number. How can you impact winning in other ways? And to your point about Shrewsbury, his defense is he's been in a stance, he's been communicating, talking, made some really good passes offensively that have led to assists.
Oscar Hielte rattles out, and the rebound, Jalen Haralson for Notre Dame. Stanford from 16 down made a push. They cut it to 4. The lead is 7. Haralson travel.
That is his 7th turnover. He's done a lot of things really well tonight, but one of them is not valuing the basketball, in particular here in the second half.
minutes to go.
Turnovers, by the way, could be key in that 49er game against the Hawks. Jocelyn is working with us back in Bristol. Just want to let her know. Sam Darnold's going to turn that thing over a couple times, and Brock Purdy's going to score. The Niners going to get that 1 seed.
It would be remarkable if the Niners, considering everything they've been through. Abuka Okori launching a 3. Oscar Hilte on the offensive glass, fouled on a putback. And Hilte will go to the line. 4th on Carson Towt. And team foul number 10. That means Stanford is in the double bonus for the rest of the night. Hilte, the freshman, 62% from the stripe.
Part of the reason why Stanford's been able to get back into this game is they've gotten to the free throw line much more frequently here in the second half than they did in the first half. Only 2 free throws in the first 20 minutes. This will be their 10th free throw attempted here in the second half. And we mentioned it, they 12th in the country in free throws attempted per game.
And the freshman from Belgium hits both. 5-point lead for the Irish, 2:42 to go. Haralson way out top. Moves in. And he stepped on the end line.
It's another turnover.
Giveaway.
He might be the best offensive weapon as far as being able to score with his back to the basket in these drives. But he's been dribbling to nowhere lately. And now you step out of bounds on the end line, very close, but definitely goes over the top of that line just enough. And you're having empty possessions. Empty possessions continue to open the door even with 2 minutes left for Stanford.
And there's a lot more on the plate of Jalen Haralson in the absence of Marcus Burton.
For sure. And Marcus Burton would be the guy that has his hands on the ball every single possession right now.
Abuka Okori throws up a wild shot. Terrific defense from Logan Imes.
And Shrewsbury did a nice job cracking back in from the guard position on the weak side to grab that rebound. Now you can be patient here a little bit offensively.
Inside 10 to shoot. Imes drives. Corner 3. Too strong from Jalen Haralson. Out of bounds. Stanford ball. 85 seconds to go in a 2-possession game.
And, you know, because he got the ball so late in that shot clock, didn't necessarily have time to shot fake and drive to the rim. As I mentioned, Haralson is now 0 for 9 from the season from beyond the arc.
Kyle Smith wants a timeout.
1:23 left to go. It's a 2-possession game, right? But that would be including a 3-point shot. If you're Stanford, you have what they're looking at. The clock should not have started until right then. And so they're going to look to see if they're going to adjust at all. I don't think that they're going to. I think they stopwatched it. I think we're fine.
But you look where this league is at. 8 teams are among the top 40 in the net. 9 are 10-2 or better.
And that means quality of wins increases from where it was a season ago in a massive direction, moving it in the right way.
Here's Abuka Okori.
Got to go.
Chisom Okpara. In and out on the 3, and the rebound knocked free by Carson Towt. Grab Logan Imes, and Notre Dame controls.
Well, if you're Stanford, you have some fouls to give here.
And they take one at midcourt, the first on Abuka Okori. If you're going to foul, Haralson's the guy you want to put on the line, the way he has shot free throws tonight.
And he's on the floor, and so for me, let him catch the ball and then foul him. He's probably going to touch it on this possession. As soon as he touches it, you just foul him.
Cole Serta is not a guy I want to foul if I'm Stanford. Next one will put Notre Dame at the line.
I'd run 2 to the ball and try to get them to get it to Haralson.
Imes forced way out. 3 to shoot for the Irish. Imes, a fadeaway shot, nearly banked it in. Donovan Young, the rebound.
Go downhill. You got to go.
Benny Keeler way out there. And the rebound all over the glass. Jalen Haralson, that's the guy you wanted to foul, but Stanford let it get out of his hands. And now you're putting a guy at the line who hasn't missed a free throw all season.
Great learning experience for Abuka Okpara. And you see Kyle Smith saying, hey, we flattened that thing out for you to go. And he didn't. And he gave it up. And I think this young freshman, as talented as he is, he's going to have to be the guy in those moments, understanding time and possession, how to be aggressive and assert himself into this game.
Foul was on Donovan Young. Cole Serta 3 for 3 from the line tonight. He is 25 for 25 on the season. With 18.9 to go and Notre Dame up 5, he's got a chance to make this a 3-possession game.
I mean, how simple is his routine? I mean, that great free throw shooters just have this confident routine that is repeatable. And you watch Serta, he gets the ball in his hands, he puts it down, gets it right in that shooting pocket, and lets it rip.
One more for Serta. And he rattles it in. He actually hit the rim.
But there's no hesitation. I mean, just what a weapon to have, by the way, in late game situations. He'll check out for the defense and the rebounding, but would go back into the game on an offensive substitution if they need it.
Now a 7-point lead for Notre Dame. Looking for that bounce back from the loss before Christmas to Purdue Fort Wayne. And now the clock started. Stanford hadn't touched it yet. And they'll have to redo it. But it's clear for Micah Shrewsbury and Notre Dame, his team got the message coming out of that loss.
I think defensively, very pleased. And I think if you told Kyle Smith, by the way, that Notre Dame would have 47 points, he would think his team's going to win this contest.
He would sign up for it before the game even started. Missed the 3. Chisom Okpara, the rebound Notre Dame. And the Irish looking to run out the clock, and a foul will get Braden Shrewsbury to the line. And it's on Cameron Grant.
Now you talk about defense. 24% shooting on the game for Stanford on their home floor.
One and one for Shrewsbury, 75%. The son of the head coach looking for his first point of the night. Came in averaging over 12 a game. And it rims out. Stanford the rebound. Here's Abuka Okpara, pulls up for 3. In and out. And the rebound tipped out to Okpara. Shot it too late. And the ball game in Stanford is held to just 40 with a dominant, suffocating defensive performance from the Fighting Irish tonight.
The detail